these Asclepions were the healing temples, and they were a lot of other things too. They were gymnasiums, they were spas, they were kind of psychiatric clinics. Some of them, the large ones, they had theaters in them and stuff too, which I think, I didn't go into detail in the book, but it's very, very interesting to me that part of the Asclepion healing process was a theater. So Hollywood was sort of part of this. Part of your healing, part of getting your mind set into the right place where you would be receptive to a spiritual, astral type of healing, was that you would attend the theater every night. And I wonder what the content of those plays were. I wonder what those plots were. And so we see the same thing today, where so much of what we believe about our healing and our health and our diet and what we should eat and shouldn't eat and what's good for us and what's not is being fed to us, not really directly by the World Health Organization or by some institution or some medical doctor. It's coming to us through our television sets. And so there's an inextricable link that goes all the way back, I think, to the Asclepions, where theater, drama, the playing with our emotions and our mind have to do with that grooming process, because the Asclepions weren't ultimately about healing. They were ultimately about worshiping Asclepion, who was the serpent god of healing. And if you go into the history of who Asclepion, the serpent god of healing, was, he was the son of Apollo, who was a god, a titan, a watcher, and he had a human mother. So we know just from that description that he, Asclepion was, Asclepius rather, Asclepion is the temple, Asclepios was the god, that he was a demigod, he was a Nephilim. And so if you go into a temple where Asclepius, the serpent god of healing, is worshipped, and he heals you in the astral realm, and then you offer a votive of gold in payment of thanks and worship and gratitude for this healing, that's not a hospital anymore. That is, you have now entered into a worship scenario with a God who heals you. And I don't want to go into the realms of Christian Science where we completely throw the baby out with the bathwater, and we can't take a bare aspirin anymore, and anytime we have a headache, I mean, like I already told you, I spent the first 15 years of my life in hospitals, and I had reconstructive surgery. I have a life today because they were able to reconstruct a face for me, and my doctors were intelligent, they were kind. I owe my livelihood right now to the fact that those doctors were able to help me. So don't hear me saying anything above and beyond. But the fact is that the Hippocratic Oath, if we go back into the original Greek language, it is not, this is where we hear a lot of people saying, when people talk about euthanasia, or they talk about abortion, or they talk about some of these gender issues that are now, how can these doctors do it? They're going against the Hippocratic Oath. Guess what? They are not. They are in fact keeping their covenant, because the Hippocratic Oath, you are swearing your allegiance to Apollo, who's the father of Asclepius. You are pledging, I think it says Apollo, Asclepius, Hygeia, Panacea, and the pantheon of the gods. It's Greek. It's a Greek document. So it's talking about the Greek pantheon. And so I don't know if doctors still take this Hippocratic Oath. I don't know if they've modernized it into English and they've changed that. But the fact is, the true intent of the Hippocratic Oath is that you are going to carry on the work of your mentors, which is what the wording of it. And those mentors are Apollo, a watcher, Asclepius, a Nephilim. You are going to carry on the work of your mentors. Well, what did our mentors do? They came to kill, steal, and destroy. They came to literally devour mankind. And so the serpent on the pole that we see to this day in our medical facilities and on our prescription pads and on the side of ambulances and stuff. That is the actual symbol of a Nephilim god, a serpent god.
Wow.
It is the symbol of Asclepius.
Hey, if you guys have been enjoying this interview and you'd like to hear the rest of it, including some really down and dirty stuff that we're not allowed to say here on YouTube, head over to patreon.com/the Gosslings. We'd love to have your support there and share exclusive content with you.
That's right. Keep it cool. And remember, these are interviews that strike down the darkness.
They do indeed strike down the darkness. They strike down all the darkness.
That's right. Strike it down hard.
So hard.
So hard.